right, everybody, welcome to the present and future of marketing for landscape and hardscape contractors. My name is Josh Blakely. I run landscape and hardscape contractor marketing, where we specialize in helping outdoor living contractors grow their businesses through dominating their spots on the internet. So today, this presentation is all about diving into what's working right now in the industry with online marketing particularly, and then sharing some specific strategies around how to triple your sales by getting your marketing right. So, maybe you're watching this and you're handling the marketing for the business. You've been doing it. Maybe you've had someone else do it for you, or they're in the process of doing it. Maybe you have a team member who's doing that as well, or maybe you just don't have any type of online marketing and you're relying on that referral word of mouth side of things today. So this is going to take you through a few different strategies, what we see is working best, what's giving you the best return on investment right now. Let's dive into it. Okay, and before we get into all the details here, why listen to me? I founded this agency as a industry-specific focused agency, and we're working with multitude of companies here, generating revenue for them. We're members of the California Landscape Contractors Association as well, and also in our own agency training, we're a part of Seven Figure Agency, which is all about empowering agencies like ours to really know their industry and get the best results for their clients. This is what we do. So we're focused on this industry. We're focused on making sure across the US, we're getting the best results for our clients. We're growing them. And we're that marketing consultant, we're the manager there to make sure that they are getting high return on investment work coming through. Some of our valued clients across the US, we're working with a multitude of these different landscaping, outdoor construction companies. And today we're going to be talking about, what is the strategies of marketing that's going to help you. So it really makes or breaks your business. With marketing, lead flow is just so key to be able to bring more customers into your business. And the word of mouth referral network you're in, that only goes so far, and it's just not predictable. So when you reach that point where you've maximized that channel, and you're ready to step up to that section of your business that's going to grow and bring you more work, that's why effective online marketing is going to be key in doing that. And what the great thing is, once you have these other consistent, predictable lead flows through online marketing, every new customer, every interaction, lead conversation you have, you now have the chance to bring them on as a client, but also they now become a word of mouth referral for you. So it just compounds. It's like adding this other avenue to your business. So absolutely important. If you don't have it, you end up getting stuck. And, it is an investment. Marketing takes an investment. The Small Business Association, they recommend in this space here, businesses, if they were looking for average growth, should be spending about 7 to 8% of their annual revenue on marketing. So you can do the numbers there yourself. That if you've got a business doing that, take a look at what your annual revenue is. Set aside a half or somewhat close to that for the digital marketing side, and then the other half for the physical marketing. So your truck signage or anything else you're doing out in the community, and that can give you a good guide of what the recommendation is for investing in marketing. And if you're not doing any investment in marketing, that is going to be an issue. You're gonna stagnate and stop that growth of your business that way. Okay, and then some of the things, if you fail in this, unfortunately, you won't be able to keep those leads coming through, and those conversations that you might have had with people in the past through referrals. When that stops, it's very noticeable. And I have those conversations with business owners every week who are in that situation where things have dropped off, or maybe there was a change in the industry, change in their area, seasonal adjustments. And without this, there is just that negative effect where you just don't have that consistent lead flow coming through. And if you're not getting those bids, you're not going to be able to go out there and land more clients. So the opportunity is here, and that's what I want to go through in this this webinar, this topic here. That there are online marketing channels that can provide a great return on investment for you. So you may have had a bad experience in the past. You may have used a company that didn't do what they said they were going to do, or you may have dabbled in trying to do it yourself. There are strategies that work, so I want to show you some of that here today, and show you some really key things to nail in your marketing. That from the very minimum that you walk away from this webinar with, there's some practical steps that you're going to be able to implement in your business. And return on your investment is what this is all about. Okay. Now, when you get this right, you've got your lead flow, and you can get some prediction around what that lead flow is and what your business can handle at your current capacity. And then whatever your sales goals are, you can work backwards from there and base that out on your lead flow, the average project size and price in your area, whatever services you're really targeting, and what your profit margin is, what your closing rate is. These are really key numbers to be looking at for your sales goals. Okay, and we base this on what we call our accelerated growth model. So this is like our encompassing marketing plan for our clients, and we use it ourselves as well in our agency. But you've got your drive lead section here. So really the foundational parts there is organic SEO, which we'll dive into here, paid search, and then your existing database. And you can drive leads, fresh leads as well, into your business using that component. Then we want to maximize conversion. So using the places where those leads will come to, like your website, utilizing your reputation online, your customer reviews and testimonials, and then automating follow-up and automating what happens when someone reaches out to you. There are some really efficient ways you can adjust that to actually make people get in contact with you easier, get those bids out, get those times scheduled in to do quotes. And then lastly, we have the optimized results side of things. So this is a focus on your return on investment, looking at what your average cost per lead is and how can you adjust, how can you tweak things there, and then what your total spending is on marketing. And when you've got those results being tracked, that's when you can make educated marketing decisions rather than just throwing things at the wall and hoping that it all just falls into place. Okay, let's dive into that little section there. Quick overview there. What did you learn? What did you notice? What would you like to share? I would say at this point, just take a moment and think about what is your marketing strategy right now. So the present for you, what are you doing to market in this very moment? Okay. Next, we're going to go through our present and future marketing strategies. So if you take a look over here, things that used to work, not nearly as effective as they used to be today. And then we're going to take a look at some of the future focused sections of marketing. So, in the past, there were a lot more yellow pages, traditional marketing. The book would get delivered to your door and people would find businesses that way. Then in terms of tracking, return on investment, a lot of that was pen and paper. Then obviously as people started to use computers, that changed as well. So things have evolved a lot. When with the internet, we've now got websites, your Google Business Profile, Google Maps, Google Ads, Google Home Services, which are now known as Google Local Services Ads. That's what they used to be called. Remarketing to people who visited your website. Those are key things for lead generation. And then all the conversions, phone calls, email, and live chat on your website and your social media channels. Then tracking has gotten a lot more sophisticated there in terms of tracking phone calls. That is a big one. And then looking at what the average cost per lead is. But today we're all about focusing on what is the future of lead generation. And some of these have been in place for quite some time. So we're actually diving a little more into the AI side here as well. But pretty much the future section here, if you're not already utilizing any of this, then you're going to be falling behind in terms of what the other competition is doing in your area. So there are newer platforms that have started to come onto the market, which we're seeing as a great place to generate leads or generate brand awareness. And TikTok is probably the biggest one there. Past client activation is a really key area. Is that the people in your database who you have their phone number and their email for, they are on your list, and no other platform can take that list away from you. So there are some really great things you can do with past client activation, and we in the marketing world it's called database reactivation. And this is a chance where you can reach out to that list, and you don't always have to be selling, but providing value for those points of then when you can make an offer, make a seasonal offer, and put that out to your email list and text list as well, and see who might be interested when you're looking to drum up some more business there. Then the conversion. A lot of things happening with conversion here, and this is just key in terms of automating things so that you're not having to, your team, you're not having to physically do so much of this manually, but having systems and technology in place that are going to help people book, automatically text and follow up leads, text clients very easily, text leads very easily, call them, email them. Those all are going to be very effective as well. And then the tracking return on investment side is really getting past, okay, well, what is just the cost per lead, but what is now the return on your investment? So this really goes through to knowing, where are those leads coming through in your pipeline? What have you quoted them at? Which ones have you closed? Which ones have you gotten the contract signed with? And in the pipeline management side, and even the technology running paid ads, there are some pretty great things you can do with sending that information back to platforms like Google Ads to help you get a better type of lead coming through. And then, of course, on the side, we can see there we have all the AI components of it. Big things happening with AI is AI chatbots can speak to leads, book them onto your calendar, schedule them to call you, gather more information about their projects. And then the newest part is actually AI phone answering systems where they can actually qualify the lead on the phone, transfer them to you, or book appointments as well. So that is the newest, freshest part, but you can get on board with that now and actually get ahead of the curve and save yourself time, money, and allow your team to focus on other things when you get that right. Okay, now just let's go through that. There's a few parts there. Take a moment there, and I'd be curious if anyone is using any AI components of that right now. But that list, did anything stand out? Was there anything you're more interested in, or anything you have seen that isn't really quite working anymore and you can work on more? That's so we can dive into that. Okay, now moving on to the next section here, we're talking about everything internet online based here. And the first part here I want to focus on how do you actually own, or how do you dominate the internet space in your area? So we're going to dive into the types of advertising which really allows businesses to do that. And the work we do with our clients, we're focusing on these areas. And if you were to do a Google search right now and search for one of your services, whether it's landscaping or whatnot, you're going to get a rundown of 4 really key sections on a Google search. Whether you're on your phone or whether you're on a desktop, it's going to look pretty similar here. But this is the general order in which things show up with. And the first one, top left there, the first thing you usually see is a Google local services ads, sometimes called Google Guaranteed because of the green badge up there. And these are a great pay-per-lead service that Google offers. When you've got your business there, it's one of the first things people see. Next, you have, secondly, the Google Ads sections. And these can bump around the page and be in different positions. But these allow you to be really specific in your targeting of the particular services you want. and the areas you're focused on as well. And that's a pay-per-click model, and you're sending those people most of the time to a landing page or a page on your website, or encourage them to call you through the ad to get that lead. And you pay Google ads, you pay Google for that ad spend. Next, you have your Google Maps section, which is where your Google business profile shows up. So making sure this is optimized allows you to dominate different search sections there, and usually three businesses show up on that search, and it's location specific, so it just depends on where the searcher is on how you show up, as well as how optimized your profile is and how active it is. And then lastly, the website section down there usually shows as the 4th position. Sometimes it does show higher, but this is where really your SEO comes into place, search engine optimization, and making sure that your website is optimized for the services that you're most wanting to target. When you get all 4 of these in place, you're dominating Google searches, and Google searches, Google more than any other search engine is really the most used section there. And most people searching on Google are higher intent. So this is a perfect foundation to set yourself up to be seen. And then you can move into these other areas as well. And typically our focus is to make sure the Google sections are dominated. And then you can move into your social media ads like Meta, Facebook, Instagram. Some of the pay-per-lead services can have a place, though you have to be very careful with that. And then referrals, retargeting ads, and things like that can be another great way to add in with these search focused areas. Microsoft Ads is also another area too, because it's search focused. So Bing, using the search engine Bing, there are people who use it, so that can be a good method to bring in search intent prospects and leads too. Now, let's look at some scenarios where you can actually triple the leads and sales coming into your business and how this works. Let's apply it to your business. So we've got some numbers we're going to run through, but I want you to take a look at what you can do with your numbers for this as well. And look, we have a free marketing checklist. We'll have the link up at the end, but this allows you just to go through what you're doing right now and to compare that as a bit of a guideline for you. So first key part to optimizing your lead flow is your website optimized for conversions? In other words, is it optimized to get people to take action and call you about your work or submit a detailed project inquiry? And the website's the hub. When you get things right here, you can really maximize things. So let's take a look at this triple the leads and revenue scenario. So scenario 1, let's say your website's getting 180 visitors per month. You've got, your website SEO is ranking, your Google business profile is optimized, and people are going to your website through that. You have paid ads running to draw people there, and you've got these things moving. And we're saying a 5% conversion means 5% of the people reaching your site take action by calling or submitting a project inquiry. So if it's at 5%, out of those 180, that means you've got essentially 9 leads. Then let's say your conversion, your closing rate is 30%. In that month, you're going to book 3 jobs. Let's say you're targeting, your outdoor living construction projects, and maybe just picking a number somewhat conservative to do with smaller projects, but taking into account you've got larger ones too. It's $12,500 as an average transaction here. You've booked just under 40 grand of work from that. Now, scenario 2, the only difference here is we've tweaked your website to be more conversion focused. We're going to run through what can be done to do that here, but just that 15% increase, you've now tripled the revenue just by making that adjustment. And whatever you were spending on marketing hasn't changed. That stayed the same. It's just by optimizing the conversion focus of your site has resulted in this. So you can see how powerful this is when you get it right and when you get this adjusted in your business. So how do we do it? Let's go through these ones. And these are the 12 elements here. We're going to run through some other more detailed sections here as well. But quick rundown here is whatever you can do to show that you're a real business, with photos of your team, photos of your project, video of your work, your truck, trucks, branding, signage, all those things are so important. That's going to help. Then getting reviews, testimonials shown just prominently on your site, easy for people to see, all are going to help with conversion here. Then the phone number side of things, key things there, making sure there's phone numbers that are clickable on your computer, whether they're on desktop or your phone. You want that to be the easiest thing for people to do, as well as having a form, a web form to fill out. Other things like having credibility, the associations you're a part of, the local organizations, or some of the other lead services. Maybe you don't use them anymore, but you have a profile. There's still value in just putting that up there as well. Specials, offers, coupons, those things can be done to get people to take action as well. Live chat, another great way to grab someone's attention while they're on their site, get those details. They now become a lead for you. Booking online is not for every business, but there are ways that you might be able to sync this up with a calendar to have people book their estimates, or at least book a phone call to chat with you after hours. People can be converted that way. And of course, then the site speed importance, but also that follow-up, the automation side where people are receiving a text when they contact you. All those go pretty far in helping to convert leads into a sale. Now, here's just some examples of those parts here. So you can see a client of ours, Daily Landscaping. They have a Meet the Team About Us page here. Simple photo just showing people that, the faces behind the business here, as well as some other details about, the awards or the associations they're a part of. You can see phone number up the top. You can see down the bottom, the services, and there's some of their reviews displayed there. So that's a real authentic example. Leveraging multimedia and video is a really key thing. So if your website does not have a project gallery page, if you are not regularly uploading photos of your project to your Google Business profile and your other social media profiles, make a point to start now, because people are looking. People are going through and wanting to learn more about your business and what you've done. And when this is done right as well, from an SEO perspective, your website is going to start ranking for more of these keywords and services in the areas where this is done. So this is a client of ours. We do the same. We get them to send over the project details, and we create content for them and put it out to those social media channels there to help with that. If you've got video, even better. Testimonials, again, these are just key, and whatever you can do to showcase them, your review outline, the actual customer taking the photo, whether it's just a quick photo like this example, or them in front of the project, is a great thing. Before and after photos, your team with your customers, all these are great social proof options to put on your site. Other areas, if you're featured in local news articles or press, put them on there. All the associations or specialty training you've done, get those on your site as well. They build that social proof. Then, if you're not sure of this, getting the fundamentals right is doing a website analysis. So we'll have this link at the end of the page, but if you go to our website right now, you can just put in your website address there, and you'll get a technical analysis too. And then someone from our team is also going to take a look at that and reach out and give you a conversion rundown of what you can improve upon. Live chat, easy. You put this on your site. People can't engage with the chat unless they put in their name, phone, and email. So straight away you have their details. But then you can have this set up that either the chat is programmed to respond in certain ways, or it can be connected with AI that knows about your business. It can be connected with a booking system through AI, or even at the very minimum, it goes into your system and you can respond the next day. But if you're not leveraging that, very, very missed opportunity. So put that in place. And of course, everything needs to be mobile friendly. So much of your site is being browsed on a phone, so that is absolutely key. Okay, part of our marketing checklist, which you can grab a copy at the end. It's got a little a checklist here for you to run through with things there too, to see how you're measuring up with that. But what can you put into place out of those key areas I've just run through? What can you see would be a good first priority after this webinar to implement on your website? Next, as you're finishing that up, is talking about actually, is your website showing up, or are your profiles showing up? Which every social media profile has a link to your website on it. People come through social media, they will go and check out your website. So if they're showing up, if your website's showing up, that's great. If not, then your website is really just a glorified business card where you have to manually give it to people to be seen rather than actually showing up on search. So this is the SEO side of things, and we talk about this. Paid ads get their traffic as well, but then search gets so much of what people are typing in, because people do prefer to find and click on a business that's not always advertising. Paid advertising does have its place, which we'll get to, but getting the foundation right with SEO is just a fundamental part of growing your business, and targeting it around making sure you built your website out for the services you offer, for the areas you service. There's just a selection of typically highly searched landscape type keywords as well. But based on what you're offering and what types of services you're more looking for. If you're looking for more outdoor kitchen fire pits, build out a service page with that, show your photos. There's a minimum starting point there for you. Okay. Then here's just some of the technical side of things, is what's needed here as well. I'm not going to go into too much detail about every little step here as well, but make sure, like I said, you're talking about the areas you service, the cities, making sure that your services are all listed on your site, and making sure that you've got good quality project photos for people to see on that. Now, the off-page SEO is everything that's happening outside of your website. Your Google business profile is the most important part there, but make sure you built out social profiles for all of the major channels there as well. Make sure you're listed in the different online directories around the internet, especially local ones. Make sure you're doing press releases about your business, joining a local organization or sponsoring a sports team or something, or they often will give you a link back to your site from their site, which helps with SEO. And then collecting reviews can be done with tools to automate that. We have our own called JBL Connect, but there are a lot of tools out there that allow you to collect reviews from customers. But the minimum there, just get in contact with the people that you've done the work for and ask them to leave a review. Okay, now when we're talking about getting off-page SEO done, it's getting other links from sites. And the really part that's important here is just quality over quantity. So getting links is important, but spam links, they just don't work. So you want to be making sure you're getting links from related industry sites or local sites or associations, that are going to list you on their site. They're all good types of links to get. Okay, and here are some other ways you can do that. If you're creating good infographics or something like that on your site, or a detailed how-to, or maybe the process around how you did a project, news articles can link to that. Other websites can link to that. Sponsoring places, we talked about that. Contests, having other sites link back to you that way can help organically build out that profile. Okay, and again, here's just some of the back-end technical side of that about what's needed, but you should be creating content regularly on your site there as well, and you should be making sure that really you're listed online as much as possible in every possible way. So getting listed on other sites and building out your social profiles is going to help you do that. Most of them are free, but then move into that paid level is going to help you as well. And there's your checklist for optimizing for search engine rankings. Take a quick look at that now yourself. Pick one area there if you don't have it, and make that a goal after this webinar to implement. Next up, we're talking about Google Maps. And this is what happens. This is what's called a heat map ranking of a business. And the 1 to 3s there, you might have seen these. They're meaning that you're showing up on a search as your business. And there's 3 businesses that show up at once. If you're not showing up in those areas, people have to click another button, less likely to find you. So optimizing for Google Maps for every type of service keyword you want is a really important strategy for doing these profiles. Google Maps are set up so that they're going to show up based on where you are located. So that's an important thing. Google set that up to make sure national companies can't just dominate. But this is important in ways you can do that, making sure that you are mentioning service areas on your website, getting reviews of people talking about the areas or photos of where the projects were. These are all some little tricks you can use to help get showing up there, as well as just optimizing your profile and collecting reviews regularly is a really key part of that. Okay, now out of all that, what do you need to put into place for your organic rankings? Hopefully you've got some insights there and actionable side of things. Now we're going to dive into the paid marketing side of things. So organic or SEO as a foundation is important. Getting all your social media profiles is important for your foundation. Paid directories is another level with pay-per-click. And some cases here we put pay-per-click before paid directories, but a lot of those paid directories you can get a free listing anyway, so we just put it in that order. But pay-per-click is all about these sections where you're paying to be on these platforms. And Google has 2 types. Meta has the Facebook and Instagram, and then Microsoft is another method there through the Bing ads too. But all of these are ways that you can draw in people who are looking for your business. However, it's easy to mess it up if you don't know what you're doing. So one of the big focuses here, some of the fail areas to watch out for. One ad group for all services. We're talking about Google ads here. If you just have one ad for all of your services, you're just not going to get the best return. You want to be as specific as possible. So set up ad groups specific for the services you want that work from. And then you should have a specific landing page or similar page. Facebook, you can build out some detailed forms with it for the services, or in Google's case, those keywords you're targeting. A strong offer on the ad, on the landing page, combination of both. You got to encourage people to take action, because there are multiple other businesses in your area advertising here in most parts. So what can you do to stand out above them? And a good offer can do that. And lastly, major fail is not following up on those leads. You're paying to get them there. Why would you not follow them up? Call them as soon as you can, or at least put some automation in place to chase up those leads. Okay. There's a rundown there too. And did you know you can retarget people who have already visited your site or social media profiles? You can run ads to those people. Maybe they didn't take action in the moment, but there are some pretty cost-effective ways called retargeting ads that can actually show them ads afterwards. So if you've ever noticed you've been to a site and then later on you see those ads showing up everywhere, that's because those companies are running retargeting ads on you, and you can do the same for people visiting your profiles and website. Okay, so what can you do? Do an audit yourself. Do you have any paid ads running at all? Have you tried it? Have you dabbled in it? It works when it's done properly and set up. So don't give up on that yet if that's something that you've tested and tried. Now, social media, perfect way to just bring in repeat business and more referrals, word of mouth, community involvement. Absolutely key that you're using social media to full advantage. But as we said at the start, your existing email list can be a very, very great way to generate business and ask for referrals. You own that list. You can put a referral deal out to people on your list, as well as making them an offer. Email is such a great way to do that because you have that direct line to them. And if they're on your email list, they're in some way interested in your business. If not, they unsubscribe, and that's totally fine. Monthly newsletters are great ways to do this, providing value about what's happening, how you being involved in people's projects, local involvement, all of these things people are going to respond to. So do you have an email marketing campaign set up, number one? And do you have business profiles where you're regularly posting content to? And these days, there are platforms such as JBL Connect, which we use, allow you to actually put that content out quickly to multiple platforms without you having to do too much different. So there's some pretty quick ways, efficiencies you can do there as well. And then we're diving into the converted lead side of things. So maybe you're getting leads, but they're just not being converted. Is it really the problem? Making sure automations are in place, making sure your leads are followed up with within 15 minutes. The reality is these days, 5 to 7 touches are required with someone before they will book and sign a contract with you. So use every method possible for this with leads coming through. Automation can help with that here. We'll just dive back to the conversion scenario here. This can be make or break with your automations follow-up as well. Look at the huge difference in revenue there just by that extra following up, automations, getting those people sold on your business. 6 more book jobs in this case, 80 odd grand increase in revenue for the month. That's huge. Okay, if you're interested in that, we have a whole platform called JBL Connect that we use. And do a check yourself. Do you have these things running in your business, in your marketing right now? Okay, what can you put into place here today? It's going to give you the best return on investment. Then the other part here we're going to talk about here is just tracking. What do you use to track? Do you have phone calls tracking? Do you have a CRM? Are you getting all of that customer information to follow up with them, put into your email campaigns? At least get something together there. Pen and paper is dead. Make sure you have a system in place. We have JBL Connect, but really, you can use anything that's out there, anything electronic, but just get it off pen and paper. Don't just rely on your inbox. Find a solution for you that way. And as we get through it, that is pretty much the last of our checklist side of things here with our accelerated growth model, our past, present, future trend of marketing, and just the key summary here. The true winners are going to be the businesses that implement these future focused marketing techniques as well. In terms of video, short form video is so important in terms of the newest generation of marketing. So make sure you're doing that. Just photos as a minimum, but get some video out there, put it out on those platforms all at once. Follow up with your customers and make sure that you're building your own brand list. What will you implement? Take a look at what you've got going on right now. We have this marketing checklist. You can download and use that as a resource to check yourself. Go to our website. You can do a free website analysis there to see how your website is ranking in terms of SEO. And then we can reach out to you from that too. And we can do a conversion marketing optimization run through with you to actually look at the key recommendations to put into place. So that is it for today. I hope that has been of massive value to you to showcase those different areas. If you have any questions, please reach out with us. This is Josh Blakely with Landscape and Hardscape Contractor Marketing. Have a great day. Thanks.